In our top story from Newsweek, alleged Proud Boy members pepper sprayed after trying to disrupt a all-ages child grooming drag show that Newsweek oh so deceptively left out of the title. They show you this scary picture of the big, bad, white Supreme Pizza Proud Boy over here with his scary bandana on. Then they don't tell you exactly what they were doing inside of the bar. But here, let's watch the video. The show event was canceled initially due to security concerns, but then went ahead after support from the local community. Like the LGBTQ community or something? I'm a little bit confused. What part of this is community? You know, apparently they're like a group of people, kind of like white people or like a race. So they're like a community and they're like a group of people. But, you know, it's like, what exactly is this community? And like, how do you join this community? Do you have to be friends with everybody in the community? Is it just like a thing that you say that you're a member of? Here is the Twitter video.
Close the door. How many kids are in here? How many kids are in here? Hey, close the door.
What are you looking at? Sorry, apologize. Okay, so they're trying to get in. And then they got sprayed in the face with some mace or something. And there's cops right there. So you tell me, is he a proud boy? Or are they just making stuff up? And it was just a dude who they said was a proud boy. I am going to have to stick my neck out there and say it's probably the latter.
These people should be arrested for pedophilia. How are they not arrested for pedophilia? For stripping in front of kids, all ages, kids are welcome. How are they not arrested for that? How do you guys allow that? You're going to take a check? No, what you think, Gomez? How do you guys allow
Maybe
that?
it's the yellow bandana.
How are they allowed to hold a...
If you wear a yellow bandana, then you're a proud boy. Or if you wear a cowboy hat, I guess you're now a proud boy. Let's see what it says in the fake news article. It says, alleged members of Proud Boys attempted to disrupt a all-age child grooming drag show at a restaurant in Woodland, California, and a video of them being pepper sprayed has gone viral. The incident occurred... Oops, sorry about that. The incident occurred at an event to mark the end of Pride Month. I guess they're like black people. They get a whole month. They're not just happy with just a little bit of attention. They actually want all of the attention for the entire month. There's no other issues that month that are anywhere near as important as some gay dude taking it up the butt and child groomers at the Pride festivals. Because, you know, the number one threat to America is white supremacy, right? It's those big, bad, white Supreme Pizza, all-right extremists that have been oppressing the Democrats' voter base. They put the glass ceiling over the women's heads. They took their voting rights. They lock them up. They make them have babies. They're misogynists, big, bad wolves. And everybody just is completely naive to it because everybody just wants to appear like they're nice. They don't want to say anything to rock the boat. They don't want to criticize anybody. And then whenever you criticize the bad people, They're actually more likely to ostracize you than the bad people. And why? Because they're bad people. You gotta recognize about a third of people are authoritarian nut jobs. And the moment that they know that it's acceptable to be authoritarian nut jobs, they will do so. They will be doing witch hunts. They will be finding the boogeyman in every closet. They will come into your bedroom. They will make you do everything that they say is moral and prevent you from doing anything that you say is moral, because that's how these people work. The left does not have kids. They have a very low birth rate. They have your kids. It's because they have parenting urges that they need to fulfill, but they are unable to fulfill those urges because they don't have any kids, because they're feminist, or they're homosexuals, or they're trans, or they're some other weird gender that they expect you to be versed in their pronouns. And if you do use the wrong pronoun or dead name them, well, they're going to come after you. They have to get access to your children to reproduce. They're like one of those alien face huggers. They latch on. They don't let go. They implant eggs in you. Next thing you know, you're birthing aliens that are eating your friends. It really is that way. It's an idea pathogen that goes from one person to the next, from people who want to fit in. And those are the people that you really have to worry about the most, are the people that want to fit in. You absolutely do not have to worry about the people who don't care about fitting in. Those are the ones that you probably don't have to care about. And they're like, no, I don't care. The ones you got to care about are the ones that are wearing the fancy clothes, that are pretending like they're cool. Chances are they're actually a wolf in sheep's clothing. And at first opportunity, the fox will come in a hen house and eat all the hens. It's the way they work. They've been looking for the inn the whole time. They're hungry. They're a predator. They need to eat. They need to reproduce. They need to rape. But they don't have kids. So they can't just like rape and reproduce with their own kids. So they have to target your kids at the public school while you're at work, using your tax dollars. And if you say anything about them giving your kids hormone blockers behind your back and getting them to cut the dick and the tits off, this means you are a transphobe. You are one of the people who is akin to a white supremacist. That's right. All of the evils of the world, they're your responsibility, because you are the bad guy. You're the one that is oppressing the Democrat voter base. So they got to come after you. If they don't come after you, you're going to be able to reproduce. And next thing you know, they're going to be outnumbered. So they have to make it so that your birth rate is as low as their birth rate, or else their people cannot remain in control. Because in order to maintain control over a society, you have to have a birth rate that is above the replacement rate. And if you don't have a birth rate that is above the replacement rate, well, your family's going to die off and you're not going to have any political power. It's just the way it works. It's not my rule. It's reality's rule. I didn't make it. I would prefer to just beta out, not have to do anything, and just let other people do just be a socialist punk. Just get food stamps and welfare and not have to do anything for you. Because why should I? Why should I? Why should anybody have to do that? Right? Why should you have to work for somebody you don't like for money that doesn't give you as much money as the white people or the Asians? Right? Why should I contribute to your white supremacist patriarchy power structure that is oppressing the Democrat voter base? Right? Well, maybe one good reason is because you like cheap goods. And if you don't work, then you won't have any cheap goods. And you'll be like a caveman. A troglodyte. You'll be like a hippie at a rainbow gathering. Bro, you're going to be stinky. So the only real solution is to return the schools back to the parents' control, because the reality is that you have a right to educate your children in America underneath the First Amendment, guaranteed by freedom of speech, freedom of association, freedom of religion, freedom of the press. This all guarantees you the right to educate your children under a unknown Supreme Court ruling called Troxel v. Granville. It was a landmark third-party child custody dispute that made the state use clear and convincing evidence to take kids from parents, even visitation rights. And because of this, it means the school also, too, cannot take away your right. Nice if that would just move, right? Without a procedure in order to do it. In order to take rights, you have to go through a process. Just because the state mandated you to be at school does not mean that the parents relinquish their right to educate their children when you go on school property. You know, that'd be like saying, if you want to come on public property, you got to relinquish your right to free speech. You can't have right to freedom of religion on public property, bro. No freedom of the press, no nothing. No, your rights end on public property, bro. Now, of course, you can't have a gun at the school. Or can you? It does seem as though that would be an infringement. It would be a location that you need to justify. Like I can see, you can't have guns in the police station, right? Okay, so there's places that's public property, can't have a gun there, right? So it's a public school. Does that mean the parents can't have guns at the public school? I'm pretty sure the Constitution doesn't say anything about that. It doesn't say you have to send your kids to public school, but you aren't allowed to have any of your rights there. I'm pretty sure that nobody would agree to that. So you got to take your rights back from the school. And one way that you can do it is by praying in school. You have a right to pray in school. You have a right to freedom of speech. You have a right to the state not abridging your First Amendment rights. Sadly, people don't defend their rights. They just want to fit in. Nobody wants to rock the boat. So they just let the left groom our kids in these public schools. Let them push this radical LGBTQ elemental P politics on us. But it would stop right away if the parents put their foot down, because really the teachers are stand-ins for the parents. So if the parents don't want it, then the parents don't want it. It's just the reality of the situation. The parents have to allow this stuff to happen in order for it to happen. And if they aren't letting it happen, then it won't happen. But it's only happening because you're not doing anything to stop them. If you are like, yo, you kids are grooming kids, you're like trying to like lower our birth rate so that you can maintain power, and you get up in their face, I guarantee you they are going to beta out and you're going to be the dominant one. It's not going to be like you lost the fight, dude. It's going to be like they lost in a pathetic and very amusing way. I mean, if you want some good, solid entertainment, all you got to do is shut these people down. You will get rock solid entertainment. Trust me, buddy. So, hey, if you like this content, Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Ring the bell for notifications when I go live. And drop a comment down below to share with your friends and feed the algorithm.